Hello. Today my video is about finances in toxic relationships. I'm no expert in this field. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a relationship, life purpose, confidence, and happiness life coach, guiding emotionally abused women towards more desirable future. However, I have been talking a lot in my coaching videos about emotional, verbal, psychological, narcissistic abuse, and I think it is very important to talk about financial abuse in this regard, as usually in abusive relationships, the controlling partner feels entitled to handle the finances whichever way he feels is right, and the victim does not have a say in it. In healthy relationships, couples set goals, from small goals like taking a trip together to large goals like buying a house or retiring early or starting a family. Partners operate as a unit. They work as a team. Your finances are working in the same way in a healthy relationship. Your money is a critical part of the relationship. And setting a big picture of financial goals together, as well as smaller ones, everyday budgeting goals, is helping to keep both partners accountable and keep them on track and work together towards a more desirable future. In healthy relationships, each person feels like she or he can spend somewhat freely. Keeping each other on a tight leash can result in overspending or like extra stress in the relationship. So partners usually sit down and go over their budget together, and they are honest about their spending and make sure that each member of the relationship is helping to work towards like joint goals, paying bills and paying down the debts or building savings. When the relationship tends to be unhealthy, financial abuse might start more like financial untrust or type of miscommunication. You notice that your partner is very protective of his finances, does not want to talk about it, gets irritable if you want to touch the subject on money. Also, he doesn't want to discuss financial goals with you. Moreover, he doesn't want to have any joint bank accounts or combined budget. He also does not share with you how much money he makes or spends, and thinks that you two should mind your own business regarding your finances. Later in the relationship, all that gets more intense and could start as a financial infidelity. Financial infidelity is the act of lying to your partner or spouse about finances, which can involve such things as hiding purchases, lying about spending, lying about debts, keeping secret credit cards, or any other form of concealing money habits. Few signs of financial infidelity would be those. Number one, your partner gets extremely emotional when money topics come up. Does your partner react with extreme emotion, tears, unnecessary anger, or cold avoidance whenever we bring up the idea of talking about your finances? Sure, some people are less enthusiastic than others when it comes to talking about financial issues, but a strong emotional response, especially a strong negative emotional response, points a strong finger to a deeper issue and possible financial infidelity. Number two, your partner has a financially addictive hobby. It could be that your partner enjoys gambling, or maybe he enjoys playing the lottery, or has a taste for alcohol or cigarettes. Maybe he invests tons of money into a very expensive hobby, and all that could get really financially addictive. And when you try to talk about that and somehow make him accountable, he starts blaming you for being mean and controlling and not allowing him to enjoy his life and stealing his freedom, his interests, and his hobbies. The other sign of financial infidelity is number 3, your partner keeps you in the dark. As far as bills, credit cards, different expensive purchases, and debts go, a financially abusive partner may intentionally keep you in the dark as a form of control. The effects of that can be really devastating. So we went from financial miscommunication to financial infidelity to financial abuse. In today's society, money is related to control, success, and power. And we all need money to survive, but it can also be a dangerous weapon that can hurt other people. Toxic partners really like what money can provide, such things as security, power, self-esteem, freedom, and admiration from others. Therefore, in a way, they see their partner as a threat to their finances, as a threat to lose the power and control if they were to share their finances or plan their budget together. They have their own tactics and play their own games when it comes to money in their relationships. Different research data shows that financial abuse occurs just as frequently in an unhealthy relationships as any other form of abuse. The forms of financial abuse vary from situation to situation, and sometimes an abuser may use very subtle tactics such like manipulation, while other abusive partners may be more demanding and intimidating. In the end, the goal of an abusive partner is always the same: to gain power and control in a relationship. While less commonly understood than other forms of abuse, financial abuse is one of the most powerful methods of keeping a victim trapped in an abusive relationship. Financial abuse is very isolating because victims often become financially dependent on their abusers. This financial dependence traps them in the relationship. Without resources, they are unable to see a way out of their abusive situation. So here are some ways in which people are abused financially. The big one is that abusive partner might be exploiting your resources if you are a working person and you're bringing income. So when a partner uses or controls the money you have earned or saved, they are exploiting your resources. And here are some examples of this exploitation. Trying to control your use of or access to money you have earned or saved. Using your assets for their personal benefit without even asking you about it. Taking money or using credit cards without your permission. Also claiming to make payments or pay the bills in your name, but not actually doing that. Borrowing money or making charges without repaying it. Feeling entitled to your money or assets. Demanding that you turn over your paycheck, your passwords, and credit cards. Expecting you to pay for their bills or their obligations. And requiring you to bail them out of difficult financial situations. The other big form of financial abuse is when the partner is controlling shared assets and resources. So when your abusive partner has complete control over the money in the relationship and you have little or no access to what you need, this is controlling the family resources. And here are some examples of controlling shared resources and assets. He might make you feel as though you don't have any right to know any details about money or household resources. The partner might say that he is better at handling finances and you do not need to worry about that. But he has a hidden agenda. He might be criticizing every financial decision that you are making or reducing your freedom to plan or budget. Also, he could be making large financial decisions without your input. He considers you not important, not smart enough. He wants to be in control of all the decisions. The other point is he could be refusing to talk about finances, or hiding or taking funds and putting them in a private account, insisting you share your income, but refusing to share his, refusing to work or contribute to the family income, or requiring you to account for every penny you spend and constantly check or ask how much you have saved. Having a double standard when it comes to spending. He may spend money on entertainment, very big purchases, dining out, and clothing, but criticize you when you make similar purchases or even the smallest things, such as getting yourself a cup of coffee at the cafe shop. The other point, the partner could be holding financial information such as account passwords, account numbers, investment information, limiting your access to the overall financial picture as a couple. They have some things to hide and they do not want you to know. As I mentioned earlier, they also feel threatened. Abusive partner thinks his money is his money, but your money is ours money. Withholding money from you or requiring you to ask for money could be that he's demanding that you ask permission before you spend money, but not consulting you when he makes purchases. He might also be making threats to cut you off financially when you disagree with one or the other decision of his. And he could be enraged over money and then engage in other forms of abuse, like emotional, verbal, or even physical. So what can you do if you are being financially abused? Let's cover some points. Number one, identify the problem. Acknowledge that you are being financially abused. Number two, talk to a trusted family member, friend, or therapist, coach, and or a lawyer about this type of behavior. While you may feel ashamed and embarrassed about finding yourself in this unfortunate situation, it is important to take the first step, identify the problem, and talk to a trusted person. And that is about any kind of abuse. You need to first acknowledge you're being abused and then talk to a trusted person. Number three, keep careful records of every financial violation, as you will likely need documentation of this behavior at a later date. As with any other form of abuse, it is important to document, to journal, to record, take pictures, so you have the proof for yourself and others if needed. Number four, get back your power, confidence, and financial freedom. And that includes, I will cover a few points here. Set clear boundaries with your abusive partner and be crystal clear what you will tolerate and what you will not, and what would be the consequences if the partner continues to abuse you financially. Get good financial advice from a trusted person or financial advisor. If you have not been working in your relationship, maybe it is a good time to start with a part-time job or work from home and start saving. Open a new personal bank account. This will help you to separate your money from the toxic partner. And start budgeting. Count every penny, all your spending and savings. And number five, be honest with yourself. Is this relationship a healthy partnership? Or is it a dictatorship? Maybe it is time to start a new chapter of your life where you have more control over it. Maybe it is time to separate if you are being abused emotionally, verbally, and financially. Remember, you are worthy of healthy love, kindness, dignity, and respect. You are a courageous woman and a beautiful daughter of God. Stand up for what is right. And do not allow to be emotionally, verbally, financially, or physically abused. Thank you for staying with me till the end. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do like, comment, and share. Check my videos on the emotional and verbal abuse and Christian women in the abusive marriages. I'll see you next time, and bye for now.